Oh, what is the Epskis, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GXHockeyCast. We're on episode 107. Brady Tkachuk of My Little Hockey Show, where once a week I go through all of the major news and what's happenings around the NHL, mainly focusing in on the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Calgary Flames. Those are my two favorite teams, but I'll be talking about all 32 teams on this podcast. And we have a loaded show today. 1 million contracts have been signed. We have the NHL entry draft has been done. Trades galore. It's just been absolutely fucking ridiculous. So let's just get into this. There's way too much to talk about. So I think we should start with the NHL entry draft. We'll start with that and talk a little bit about that. I'm not going to go through every single pick and every single player, but I will go through most of the picks here, and we'll just discuss what went down at the draft. So obviously, Macklin Celebrini selected first overall by the San Jose Sharks. No surprise there. Everything was normal. No one was freaking out until around pick number 2, where the Blackhawks pick Artem Levshunov, defenseman. And I'm pretty sure that's the big defenseman, the really big kid. Regardless, Chicago could use a defenseman. They could use a lot of things. Most people thought that they were more than likely going to pick, what do we got here? Possibly Demidov, something like that. But no, they go with the defenseman. I mean, some people might be upset with that. I know there was a little bit of shock around them going with Levshunov second overall, but I mean, it's too early to tell, right? I don't want to say anyone here is a bust or anything like that because they haven't even played yet, so we don't know anything. Maybe Levshunov ends up being the best defenseman in this draft, but a little bit of a surprise for the Blackhawks going there. And even more of a surprise was the third overall pick from Anaheim. They select Beckett Senek, the forward. And I can't say I know a whole lot about this Senek one, hence why it's a little bit surprising that they selected Senek. Even his reaction when he got selected third overall, he was just ecstatic. He was completely caught off guard. Like, he had no idea that he was going to be selected in the top 5. I believe initially he was a top 10 to 15 prospect, but again, this is a pretty tightly knit, draft prospect pool. Like, from Macklin Celebrini down, or after Macklin Celebrini, it's kind of a crapshoot. Like, everyone had people at different spots, and yeah, so we'll see. Maybe the Ducks, well, obviously the Ducks were very impressed with what they saw from Senek. I think he had a very good interview as well with the Ducks, so there you go. They select another forward, which I think is proper for the Ducks. They have a lot of young defensemen over there, but man, just another great prospect for the Anaheim Ducks. Columbus Blue Jackets, they probably ran up there so they can select Caden Lindstrom fourth overall, and yeah, that's a good one. He's supposed to be fairly highly touted. I believe he is a center, so yeah, the Blue Jackets definitely need some center help. They have a lot of up-and-coming centers, like they have Sillinger, they have, who the fuck did they select last year? You know, there's so many freaking names, man. But yeah, the Columbus Blue Jackets adding another young piece to their core. Could they start making some waves next season? I mean, I feel like last year, the one that just went down was an utter disaster with the Babcock thing. They should improve over that season, but I don't know, it is the Blue Jackets. And then the Montreal Canadiens. This was definitely a team that was running up there as fast as possible to select Ivan Demidov, who falls all the way down to 5. Easily could have been selected second, third, fourth overall, but Demidov is playing in I believe the KHL, so, or it says here MHL, which I believe is the league underneath the KHL. Regardless, you know, we saw what happened with, was it Michukov last year with, he was probably going to be the second overall pick, but they don't know when he would be coming over from Russia, so he fell all the way to 7th to Philadelphia, and then bam, look, he's already coming over, and now that's looking like one of the smartest picks of last year's draft. So the Canadiens taking Ivan Demidov. I've heard tons about this kid. Comparisons to goddamn guy in Minnesota, Kaprizov, even some mentions of Kucherov and stuff like that. So some very big names getting compared to this kid. I'm very excited to see what Demidov is going to be able to do. And with the Canadiens, young, up-and-coming team, a little somebody who is young, just signed a massive 8-year extension, so we'll get to that when we get there. But yeah, man, Ivan Demidov, if I was a Canadiens fan, I would be pretty fucking happy right now. That should be a fantastic pick. And, just I would feel very encouraged at what just happened with Demidov, or Michkov, or whatever the fuck. Maybe Demidov comes over earlier than expected, which would be phenomenal for the Montreal Canadiens. And then now we might have I might have some beef here with Utah Hockey Club. You want to know why? Because they selected Tej Aginla. God damn it! I knew I was pretty set for this. I did not think that Tej would fall all the way to 9 to Calgary. That would be quite a fall, I think, because Aginla has been skyrocketing up the charts, and yeah, it feels like he's going to continue with that momentum. And 6th overall pick for the Utah Hockey Club. That's their first official pick for Utah, so that's cool. They get Tej Aginla. Maybe, what happened to Jerome happens with Aginla. Jerome was drafted by Dallas, I do believe, and they traded for Brett Hull or some shit. So maybe Tej Aginla gets traded to Calgary at some point. Anyway, congratulations, Utah. You got my Aginla. I am sad. Senators, they select Carter Yakimchuk, defenseman right there. I do not know anything about that player. The Kraken, 8th overall, select Bertley Catton. 9th overall, the Flames select Zane Perrick. So I heard a little bit about this player. Apparently, he is the best offensive defenseman in this draft, so that's good considering Calgary lost a ton of defensemen over the last year. Not saying that this kid's going to be in there right away, but a future defenseman hopefully right here. And the Devils, they get Anton Saleyev, the defenseman. Now, that might be the big kid. That might be the 6'7" defenseman. And, considering I heard, him going as early as 3, 4, 5, stuff like that, I think the Devils are pretty happy that they got him at number 10. Sharks got Sam Dickinson at 11. That could be a very awesome pick right there for San Jose. That's a defenseman. I saw him going earlier, way earlier in some drafts, so that could be one to watch out for. Let's just see. I'm going to start kind of going through these names and see if anything pops out here. The Islanders got Cole Yzerman. I know there's a bit of hype. It's not like Stevie Y's son or anything. It's spelled completely different, but it's pronounced similar. Cole Yzerman goes to the Islanders. Trying to see if we got any more important names that pop out to me here. Not necessarily. Okay, so pretty decent draft. Again, I was shocked at how long they made that first round of the draft. I didn't watch it, but it started at 7 or 8 o'clock or something, and it went to 11 o'clock. I was asked the homie Kyle, I'm like, yo, you watching this? He's like, yeah, I got it on, and he's like, it is just dragging out though. But the Las Vegas Sphere looked freaking awesome. That was, man, I want to go there so freaking badly, man. That, you don't even know. I want to go there and just, I don't even care what's playing. I will watch it. I just want to be in that freaking building because oh wow, Victor Hedman got extended. Sorry, I haven't even gotten to some of the new signings for today yet. I just woke up and I'm just seeing some of these. But yeah, there was at least 1,100,000 million signings the other day, and I will do my due diligence to go through as many of these as possible. Again, there are legitimately probably well over 100 of these things, so a lot of names are going to get skipped because if it's league minimum style deals, I'm not really going to take the time to talk about them. We will just kind of focus in on the bigger names, and there's a ton of movement in the league this year, man. I am still legitimately clicking this fucking thing. There's been so many signings. It's insane. I got to get back here to, all right. We'll go back to June 30th. Wow, Patrick Kane signed too. Well, holy shit. Okay. Okay, so let's start with the immense amount of re-signings that have been going down in the NHL over the last couple days here. So this is a fun one. We get to start with Maximus Domius, who is re-signing with the Toronto Maple Leafs 4 years at $3.75 million per season. 29 years old, and I'm fine with this contract. Some people might think it's a little bit pricey, but honestly, I think it's good. Well, you have to, again, I watched the Steve Dangle video. He broke it down very good. If you take out the first, 11 games or whatever of Max Domi where he's trying to figure out where he fits in this lineup, he actually had an awesome season. When he did figure it out and he actually got into the top 6, started playing with Matthews, this guy was easily going to hit 50, 60 points. And now, if he has a full season, more comfortable, builds more chemistry with Matthews, I could see Max Domi getting back up to maybe 60, maybe 70 points with the Toronto Maple Leafs. I would not be shocked with that. I feel Max Domi is a very versatile player. He can play wing, he can play center, he can punch people, he can hit, he's scrappy, he's emotional. He can't score very well. He's not a very good goal scorer, but he's elite at passing. He's an incredible passer, great playmaker. So I'm happy with Max Domi staying. We know we lost Bertuzzi, so at least we got to keep one of them. Preferably, I think I would have, wanted Bertuzzi because he's more of that player we want. But Max Domi is also a type of player that we want. We need those hard-nosed players. So I'm happy with the Max Domi signing. Luke Kunin signs a 1-year, $2.75 million contract with the San Jose Sharks. So we might see some players earning a little bit more money than normal, especially with teams like San Jose who have a bit of extra money maybe to spend, and they need to spend more money to get people to come over to San Jose, where it might not be a very good season. Jet Wu re-signed with Vancouver. I know he's like a fan favorite. Doesn't play. He plays for the minor league, but anyway. Timothy Liljegren re-signs with the Toronto Maple Leafs. A little bit surprising. And a $3 million cap hit is even more surprising. I am shocked he got a raise. Honestly thought maybe Liljegren played himself out of this team, but he is a right-handed shot, so that's very important. 2 years, I think $3 million's too rich, but it should be okay. Liljegren's a fine top 6 defenseman. Sometimes he plays better than that. Sometimes he plays worse. Sean Durzi got a huge extension, 4 years, $6 million per season from Utah. That is definitely a rich contract. Sean Durzi is a good offensive defenseman, but lacks a little bit of that defensive skill, you know what I'm saying? Excuse me. But Utah, they need defensemen. They didn't have any defensemen signed. That is now fixed, thankfully. So Durzi locked in. It's 4 years, so if the $6 million ends up being too bad, it'll take him till he's 29. They can readjust, and I don't think it'll be the worst deal, but that's a little high. Isaac Lindstrom, $1.5 million extension with the Ducks. Okay, so Patrick Kane re-signs with the Detroit Red Wings, 1 year, $4 million. I guess there is some sort of bonus because it says total $6.5 million. So there must be some sort of $2.5 million bonus set as well with the Patrick Kane extension. But yeah, he is returning to Detroit, which is interesting. I thought maybe, they didn't make the playoffs. I feel like Patrick Kane maybe would go for a surefire playoff team, but Patrick Kane was excellent for them last year. He was he blew everyone's expectations away for how good he was coming back from his surgery. He was absolutely outstanding. So we'll see if Patrick Kane will be able to get the Detroit Red Wings to a playoff spot. Sam Reinhart signs a massive 8-year extension worth $69 million, coming out to $8.625 million per season for the Florida Panthers. And that's a bargain right there. I don't know if Sam Reinhart's ever going to score 50 goals again. I don't know if he's now a bona fide 50-goal guy with Florida. That just might be a career year for Sam Reinhart, but regardless, he's an excellent player, extremely important for the Florida Panthers, and they got him at a nice deal. I mean, he easily could have hit maybe $10 million in the open market, $8.625, gets to stay in Florida for 8 more years till he retires. That's a happy camper right there. We got Tyler Bertuzzi, signs with Chicago for 4 years, $5.5 million per season. So yeah, that's just a little bit too rich, I guess, for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And off to Chicago he goes to play with the likes of Bedard, and maybe he'll be a part of the up-and-coming Chicago Blackhawks team. So, thank you for your services, Bertuzzi. You were a solid Leaf for a year. Jake Guentzel, he signs with Tampa Bay. $63 million, 7 years, $9 million per season. So I'm just, you compare the Sam Reinhart to Jake Guentzel, that just makes the Florida deal look even better. Like, I would take Sam Reinhart probably over Guentzel. They're both excellent wingers. So, I mean, yeah. But I think Tampa paid a little bit extra, obviously, because, again, Jake Guentzel probably could have got more than $9 million in the free market. But that's a huge addition for Tampa Bay. They're essentially trading in Stamkos and bringing in Guentzel. So we'll see how the Tampa Bay fans react to that one. I honestly kind of respected the balls that it takes to move off of your longtime captain and try and bring in a younger piece and bring in other players making huge trades to try and take another run at this cup. I mean, goddamn. Jacob Slavin signs a massive 8-year extension with the Carolina Hurricanes, $51 million, $6.46 million per season for the 30-year-old defenseman. I mean, he's earned that money. He is one of the best underrated, just quietly awesome elite defensemen in the league. So I think Carolina fans are immensely happy with a $6.46 million cap hit, and that'll take him till he's probably retired. So good for you. Connor Brown, $1 million 1-year extension with the Edmonton Oilers, because absolutely he needs to be there. Now we got some Toronto Maple Leaf extensions. Joseph Woll, 3 years, $3.66 million for the 25-year-old goaltender. Risky. Very risky, but it could, there is a lot of reward behind this risk as well. If Joseph Woll becomes the guy, the goalie, that's going to be a bargain, 3.66. If he gets injured all the time and he's playing minimal games and stuff like that, it won't be devastating to the team, but yeah, it's going to be a contract that could hurt the team. But I believe in Joseph Woll, so I'm hoping that it's going to be good. And then we get Chris Tanev, signs an extension with the Leafs, 6 years for the 34-year-old defenseman, $4.5 million per. So we knew it was going to be a deal like this. High years to lower the cap hit and also maybe entice Tanev to come over to Toronto. I mean, yeah, it's going to age terribly. We all know this. I hope we get 2 good years out of Tanev. I'm scared that he's going to he's going to drop off immediately upon arrival in Toronto. I hope that doesn't happen. $4.5 million. If he drops off, that's going to be a disaster. And yeah, this one could be amazing. And again, it could be fucking terrible. This is going to be a contract that at some point gets buried. There's no way Tanev's playing till he's 40 years old. He has hard miles put on that body. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But I'm extremely happy to have Chris Tanev on the Toronto Maple Leaf blue line. He should slot in right beside Morgan Rielly, who will be his best defense partner ever, period. Chris Tanev, Morgan Rielly. That's a fucking good line. That's a good-ass pair right there. Probably the best pairing the Leafs have ever had in my existence watching them. All right, we're going to skip through a couple of names here. Brandon Montour, there's a name I recognize. He's going over to Seattle, signs a 7-year deal worth $7.14 million for the 30-year-old defenseman. I think it's a good addition for Seattle. I don't know if Montour is going to be the defenseman that he was in Florida. I don't know if he's going to be putting up 50, 60, 70 points for Seattle. I bet they're hoping he will be, but it's a good signing, but we'll see how that one plays out. Eric Johnson, $1 million 1-year contract with the Philadelphia Flyers. Not bad. Kasperi Kapanen signs a 1-year extension worth $1 million with the St. Louis Blues. Dmitry Kulikov gets a 4-year extension with the Florida Panthers worth $4.6 million, $1.15 million per year. For the 33-year-old defenseman, I think it's a little bit unnecessary to sign him to a 4-year extension. The cap hit is fine, but the years are like, wow. Anyway, we'll move on. Matt Duchene gets to stay with the Dallas Stars. 1 year, $3 million for Duchene. He's 33 now, and he had an excellent season with Dallas. I'm happy they were able to keep his services because he fit in really freaking well. We'll see if he's able to continue his success with the Dallas Stars. Maybe he's going to have a bigger role now if Pavelski isn't coming back. We have San Jose. They got a big fish right here. They got Tyler Toffoli. He's coming over for 4 years, $6 million per season, $24 million total for the 32-year-old right winger. Not bad. I mean, Toffoli, I almost see this as kind of like a Mike Hoffman situation where it's like, yeah, you got a good goal scorer who's probably at this point just like, I'll just take the most money and I'll do my thing in San Jose. People will leave me alone. And yeah, I think solid. He's more than likely going to get traded too. He could get traded at the trade deadline to somebody, but that 4 years makes it a little bit difficult. So I don't know. Interesting signing there for San Jose. They need some people to score over there. Jordan Martinook signs a 3-year extension with the Carolina Hurricanes, $3.05 million per season for the 31-year-old left winger. I don't know a lot about Martinook. I feel like $3 million might be a little bit rich for what he's brought to Carolina, but I could be wrong about that. That he might just be a damn good player, and that could be a good contract. Buffalo signs Sam Lafferty for 2 years, $1 million per season. Good little signing right there. He's a good little depth player. Jonathan Marchessault is going to Nashville. He is heading to Nashville. 33-year-old winger signs a 5-year deal worth $5.5 million. And yeah, man, Nashville, another team that looks to be loading up. They add in a former Conn Smythe winner, Stanley Cup champion. Man, that's a good addition right there. Now, I don't think it's going to age great. I think Marchessault should still be a good player for 3 years, but maybe on that fourth, fifth year, it might be a little bit rough. We'll see how that one goes, but Marchessault off to Nashville. Pretty cool. Teuvo Teravainen, he's going to Chicago. 3 years, $5.4 million per season for the 29-year-old left winger, and he's heading back. I think he was drafted by Chicago quite possibly, went to Chicago, or went to Carolina, and now he's back. So that's pretty good. Yeah, they definitely need to add in some players to play around the young Bedards and who's the other young kid they got? Anyway, they got a bunch of young players. So yeah, bringing in some veterans sounds good. We had a couple more Toronto Maple Leafs signings. They signed Oliver Ekman-Larsson for 4 years, $3.5 million per season for the 32-year-old left shot defenseman. I'm good with it. Again, Treliving has a tendency to sign contracts that are too long. So, yeah, this one, I mean, I could see him playing until he's 36. I mean, sure, no problem, but 3.5, that might get a little greasy at the end. I think it's a good deal for now. Oliver Ekman-Larsson, if he plays like he did in Florida, I'll be very happy. He was awesome for Florida. And, yeah, it's just that normally Ekman-Larsson was just making too much money in Vancouver. It was a disaster. They were overutilizing him. But Ekman-Larsson, he should be a solid top 4 defenseman for the Leafs. They also signed Anthony Stolarz for 2 years, $2.5 million per season for the 30-year-old goaltender. Yes, this guy's a freaking awesome backup, so I am happy he's here. If Woll goes down, Stolarz is a good enough goaltender to take on some extra load. I'm pretty good with Stolarz coming over. He's good. Calgary makes a signing, an interesting one. They bring in Anthony Mantha for 1 year, $3.5 million for the 29-year-old right winger. I mean, considering they got rid of Mangiapane, they're going to need some guys to come in and help him out in the top 6. Mantha, he hasn't lived up to the hype when he was initially drafted. He's had some lean years. We'll see what happens with him in Calgary. It might work out. And here we go, baby. Steven Stamkos is no longer a part of the Tampa Bay Lightning. He is going to Nashville. Oh, my God. For 4 years, $8 million per season for the 34-year-old center. And dude, this is a huge addition for Nashville. Bam, you just got your top line center. No offense, Ryan O'Reilly, but Steven Stamkos is coming in. He's a little bit older now, but he's still really good. So this is going to be super interesting to see. Stamkos is going to the West now. We'll see how he adjusts. It might be a tough adjustment. It might be seamless. Regardless, it is going to be so weird to see Stamkos in a yellow jersey. Like, whoa, man. Oh, that's going to be pretty fucking cool. I like it. Matt Roy, he is heading over to Washington for 6 years, $5.75 million per season for the 29-year-old defenseman. An excellent defensive defenseman coming from LA. Super underrated. I think Washington's going to really enjoy his services. 6 years and 5.7, a little bit high, but that's the price you pay when you get them in free agency. The Boston Bruins have signed a center. They got Elias Lindholm. 7 years, $7.75 million for the 29-year-old center. And I think this is going to be a fantastic signing for Boston because everything they do is fucking going to be amazing for them. So Elias Lindholm will be the next embodiment of Patrice Bergeron. He's going to score 50 goals. He's going to get 800 assists. He's going to reignite Brad Marchand. He's going to win the Ted Lindsay, the Rocket. He's going to win everything. And fuck the Bruins. New Jersey, they signed Brett Pesce, 6 years, $5.5 million for the 29-year-old defenseman, and that is an excellent signing for New Jersey, who needs help on the blue line, and Brett Pesce, an excellent defensive defenseman. Not going to be getting a lot of points out of him, but yeah, he is kind of exactly what New Jersey needs, so I'm down with that signing. Craig Smith, 1 year, $1 million with the Chicago Blackhawks. Nashville gets another big one. They get Brady Shea, 7 years, $7 million for the 30-year-old defenseman. That's a fucking good contract right there. You know, it might get a little lean at the end when he's 36, 37, but right now, Brady Shea is an excellent defenseman. He might have been the best defenseman in Carolina behind Slavin, so yeah, in Nashville, we know how good they are with defensemen. I think Brady Shea is going to fit in there excellently. And speaking of fitting in excellently, Boston signs Nikita Zadorov. 6 years, $5 million per season for the 29-year-old defenseman. And yeah, you think of Bruin, you think of Zadorov. Big, mean, smash-your-face-in defenseman. This guy's gonna fucking suck to play in the playoffs when the Leafs inevitably meet the Bruins yet again and get destroyed in 7 games. David Perron, he signs a 2-year deal with the Ottawa Senators worth $4 million per season for the 36-year-old winger. Oh, wow. I think that's a little bit expensive, honestly. He didn't have a great season last year. Kind of wanted the Leafs maybe to take a bite at him, but for $4 million, no, absolutely not. Yeah, he's a veteran. He's a former Stanley Cup champion. He's a great player. Like, it's just that he's 36 now, and he's got some hard miles on that body too. So we'll see how that one goes. Edmonton signs Victor Arvidsson, 2 years, $4 million, 31-year-old right winger. I think that's an awesome signing. Victor Arvidsson, as long as he can stay healthy, he is good for like 50 to 60 points. So that's a good signing right there for Edmonton. Sean Monahan signs a big contract with the Columbus Blue Jackets. 5 years, $5.5 million per season for the 29-year-old center. And that's awesome, man. Good for him. It almost looked like maybe his career was, maybe he was going down to like a bottom 6 kind of player. And no, he rejuvenated himself, did great with Montreal, and now he's back up to 5.5 mil. Good for you. I don't know how good he's going to be for Columbus. I mean, people tend to not do so good in Columbus. We'll see how it goes for him. Brendan Dillon signs a contract with the New Jersey Devils. 3 years, $4 million, 33-year-old defenseman. And yeah, I imagine... I think that's a different defenseman. Regardless, another defenseman for New Jersey. And they're fixing up that blue line, man. Adding another good veteran defenseman. $4 million, maybe a little bit expensive right there, but not bad. And then we get this one. This one's very interesting to me. Jake DeBrusk signs a 7-year deal with the Vancouver Canucks worth $5.5 million per year for the 27-year-old left winger. I don't know why you signed him to 7 years. He has not really been the most consistent player with the Bruins. I don't know about this one, man. This one doesn't seem very good to me. I think, I don't know, maybe he finds his game with Vancouver, but I don't think he ever really found it with Boston. And 7 years, man, that's a big commitment. That could be very, very risky. We have Minnesota signs Yakov Trenin, 4 years, $3.5 million for the 27-year-old center. I don't know a lot about Trenin. I feel like 3.5 is a lot of money. But, I guess we'll have to wait and see how that one goes. Washington re-signs Brandon Duhaime for 2 years, $1.85 million. That's a fucking nice little deal right there. Calgary, they re-sign Yegor Sharangovich, 5 years, $5.75 million for the 26-year-old center. Fuck yeah, dude. That is a great little contract. He was awesome for the Flames last season. Maybe one of their best players. If he can continue playing like that, maybe even build on last season, that is a fantastic contract. William Carrier signs a 6-year deal with the Carolina Hurricanes worth $2 million per season for the 29-year-old left winger. I know William Carrier is he was a great bottom six player for Vegas. So Carolina really wants his services, I guess, for 6 years. That's, wow. We got a couple more Vancouver ones. Kiefer Sherwood, 2 years, $1.5 million. And Danton Heinen, 2 years, $2.25 million. So some depth bottom six signings right there. We got Colorado re-signs Jonathan Drouin for 1 year, $2.5 million. I like that. Jonathan Drouin fit in pretty good for the Colorado Avalanche, and it's good to see Drouin getting his career back on track, so that's good to see. Noah Gregor is leaving Toronto. He's going to Ottawa, so you're dead to me. Warren Fogle, he signed a 3-year deal with LA, but no information on financials. We have Laurent Brossoit. He is going to Chicago for 2 years, $3.3 million per year, and that would be the other goalie that I believe Toronto was chasing, but 3.3, probably a little bit out of their price range, though I think Laurent Brossoit is probably worth that. He's a really good goaltender. I don't know if he's gonna, ever become a starting goaltender. He seems to be like a good for 30, maybe, 30 starts probably. We'll see. We have Cam Talbot, goaltender, signs a deal with the Detroit Red Wings. 2 years, $2.5 million for the 36-year-old goaltender. We'll see about that one. I am guessing Detroit is planning to make some goalie moves, maybe. I think they have too many goalies. Michael Amadio signs a 3-year deal with Ottawa, $2.6 million per season. It's an okay deal. Kevin Stenlin signs 2 years with his entry-level deal with Utah. New Jersey adds in Stefan Nason for 3 years, $2.75, bottom six forward. Ian Cole, 1 year, $3.1 million with the Utah. It's a little expensive, but for 1 year, veteran defenseman, it makes sense. Matt Grzelcyk signs 1 year with Pittsburgh, $2.75 million. Jason Zucker, 1 year with Buffalo for $5 million. We got a big one here. Chandler Stevenson's out of Vegas, and he's going over to Seattle for 7 years, $6.25 million for the 30-year-old center. I feel like a little bit risky. The money isn't too bad if he continues to play at the level that he did in Vegas. He might get more opportunity here with Seattle. They're looking for centers. So, yeah, it's a smart signing for Seattle. We'll see how it plays out. The final few years are definitely going to be lean. They'll take him until he's 37, 38 years old. So, yeah. We have Garnet Hathaway re-signs with the Flyers, 2 years, $2.4 million. Matt Murray, the goaltender, yes, that goaltender, he re-signs with Toronto, 1 year, $875,000. I am completely fine with that. Calgary gets Ryan Lomberg for 2 years, $2 million per season. Good bottom six forward. Free agent. Josh Brown signs a 3-year, $1 million deal with Edmonton. Pretty good. Sam Steele re-signs with Dallas for 1 year, $1,200,000. Eric Comrie signs with Winnipeg. He's back with Winnipeg. All right, I like that. He was great with Winnipeg. Hopefully he can re-find his game there. Sean Walker signs with the Carolina Hurricanes, leaving Colorado. 5-year deal, $3.6 million per season for the 29-year-old defenseman. That's a pretty good deal right there, actually. 3.6 years are a little high, but I like that cap hit. Pretty good. Anthony Duclair, he is going to New York Islanders. 4 years, $3.5 million per season for the 28-year-old defense, or not a defenseman. He is a left winger. I don't know. Duclair in the Island. I hope he fits in there. Like he's, I like that player quite a bit. I hope he can find a home here with the Island and start getting some consistent points. Dallas signs Matt Dumba for 2 years, $3.75 million for the 29-year-old right-handed defenseman. So maybe paying a little premium for the right-handed shot, but Matt Dumba, he's fine. He's all right. All right, we got Vancouver. They sign Derek Forbort, 1 year, $1 million. Joel Edmondson's leaving Toronto. He's going to LA for 4 years, $3.8 million. Yeah, I'd like Joel Edmondson. He was fine, but he wasn't like, I don't know, for 3.8, that might be a little bit expensive for what he was being utilized for. So, well, he's gone. Detroit gets Eric Gustafson, 2 years, $2 million. That's a pretty all right signing right there for them. Calgary gets Jake Bean, 2 years, $1.75 million for the 26-year-old defenseman. If Calgary can turn around this defenseman, they might be able to turn him into a good trade asset, or they can fucking use this guy. So hopefully they can make him work out. He's been, I don't know, he's been kind of floating around. I think he was in Columbus. Brendan Smith signs a 1 year, $1 million with Dallas. Ilya Lyubushkin signs with Dallas as well. 2 years, $3.25 million per season. Wow. Lyubushkin making some money right there. Okay, that's way too rich for Toronto, but good for you, Luby. That's some good shit. Casey DeSmith, Nicholas Aube-Kubel. Like, there's a lot of these kind of guys. Sam Carrick, Max Jones. Anthony Bolivier signs a 1 year, $1.25 million with Pittsburgh. That could be okay. There's a lot of deals here. Like, these guys could be Zach Aston Reese, league min, AJ Greer going to Florida, Corey Perry, $1.4 million extension, 1 year for the Edmonton Oilers. Calgary's bringing back Martin Ferk. I think he's got that big, powerful slap shot, so that could be cool. Interesting one here. Dallas brings back Niels Lundqvist for 1 year, $1.25. They fucking seemed to hate this kid when they were in the playoffs. They never played him, but they're going to give him another shot. And here's a really interesting one. Already people are all over this one. Juraj Slafkovsky signs an 8-year extension, $7.6 million for the 20-year-old left winger, former first overall pick, man. So honestly, I am okay with this because the way that Slafkovsky was coming around at the end of last season, if he just continues, this is going to be an amazing contract. Like, Montreal's been signing excellent deals with Suzuki and Caulfield. This could be just another one of those. And if he becomes amazing, like if this guy really flourishes, becomes like a fucking explodes this year for like 70, 80 points, Montreal's going to look like geniuses, and it's just going to set up contracts for the rest of their team, man, because they're like, oh, well, Slafkovsky's making 7.6. This is the kind of contracts, like, it's risky, but these are the kind of things, like, this is how you build up a team. You can have all these guys on really team-friendly contracts, and this is how you win Stanley Cups, y'all. You don't sign this kid to, if this was Toronto, they would have signed him to $11 million per season because, well, hopefully he lives up to that at some point, but, we'll see how that one goes. But I'm a fan of that deal. It's risky, but, man, the reward will be huge. We get Yanni Hakanpää signs with the Leafs. 2 years, $1.5 million for the 32-year-old defenseman. I imagine he'll be playing some top 6 minutes right there. Alex Wenberg signs a 2-year deal with the San Jose Sharks, worth $5 million per season. Pretty decent. Alec Martinez is heading to Chicago for 1 year, $4 million. Again, Chicago paying a little bit extra, maybe more than what Martinez is worth to bring him over. He's a veteran, Stanley Cup champion, so yeah, it makes sense. Vincent Desharnais re-signs with Vancouver, 2 years, $2 million per season for the defenseman. I believe he played quite well for them in the playoffs. That's why he's getting the extension anyway. Alexandre Carrier, 3-year extension with Nashville, $3.75 million per year for the 27-year-old defenseman. That is a great little contract. Pat Maroon, he's going to Chicago, so that means Chicago will make the Stanley Cup Finals this year. 1 year, $1.3 million. We have UC Saros gets the big extension from Nashville. 8 years, $7.74 million per year for the 29-year-old goaltender. I mean, that's some damn good money right there. It's a lot for a goaltender. You don't like paying a lot like this for goalies, but it is UC Saros, who has been one of the best goaltenders in the league for numerous years now. So as long as that play continues to be very good, I think everyone's going to be happy with that deal right there. All right, a lot of minor league deals right here. So many minor league deals. Oh my goodness. Jeff Skinner, holy shit, he's going to Edmonton for 1 year, $3 million. That is an amazing signing for Edmonton. Potential 30 goal. Maybe he can even find 40 goals again in Edmonton. If they get that, wow, what an amazing signing for them. We got Shane Gostisbehere. He's going to Carolina for 3 years, $3.2 million. That's a good signing right there. Shane Gostisbehere has been a great offensive defenseman. He can fit in great on their power play. Yeah, good signing right there. Okay, we got the Edmonton Oilers. They re-signed Matthias Janmark for 3 years, $1.45 million for the 31-year-old center who had a fantastic finals run with the Edmonton Oilers last season. So, yeah, they kind of has to bring that homie back. Let's see, what's another name we got? Oh, hey, there is TJ Brody. He's going to Chicago. 2 years, $3.75 million for the 34-year-old defenseman. I mean, it kind of sucks the way that it went down with Brody at the end there. He kind of just went just kind of farted out, and that's what it was. But for the majority of the years that he was a Leaf, he was really awesome, really good, just an awesome stick checker. He's definitely lost a step over the last year or so, so maybe we'll see what he can do with Chicago. Another former Leaf, Ilya Samsonov, is heading to Vegas, baby. $1.8 million for 1 year, 27-year-old goalie. We'll see if he can find his game back. He is a very inconsistent goalie. He is unusable at moments, and at others, he is a top 5 goalie. So we'll see how that one goes. Let's see. Names we're looking for. Wow, there's so many. Adam Henrique signs 2 years with Edmonton, $3 million per season for the 34-year-old center. Another guy that was pretty damn effective for the Oilers when they brought him in. As long as he can stay healthy, that should be good for them right there. Wow, I got through the July. That was the July 1st stuff. Now we're on to July 2nd. I think they said there was $900 million spent on the July 1st. Like, just absolutely banana lands. We are back, baby. We are back to these crazy July 1st free agency days. Speaking of which, Victor Hedman will be remaining with the Tampa Bay Lightning for another 4 years, $8 million per season for the 33-year-old defenseman. I mean, he is a special case. I can see Hedman being an effective defenseman until he's like 40 years old. He is still elite. He's still amazing. He had a great bounce-back season last year. Yeah, man, Victor Hedman, one of the best defensemen still in the league, so I'm good with that one. James Reimer's going to Buffalo for 1 year. Apparently, I think the move is for Devin Levi to go back down to the minors and work on his game there a little bit more and have Reimer and UPL run the goaltending duties for Buffalo. So we'll see how that one goes. I'm always down with James Reimer. That guy is awesome. Eric Brandstrom signs a 1 year, $900,000 deal with Colorado. That's pretty interesting. 24-year-old defenseman. Victor Olofsson signs a 1 year, $1 million contract with Vegas, 28 years old. That could be a really good contract for them if he can find his game. He was scoring like 25 maybe 30 goals in Buffalo there for a second. If he can find that part of his game back again, that would be great for Vegas. But you know what I'm saying? I can't believe it. I think I actually got through all of the signings, at least up until now. Let's hit that refresh button, and let's see what's going down. It's been a minute. Oh my God, there's so many more. All right, we got a couple more. Not so many more, but we got Jake Middleton. He re-signs with Minnesota, 4 years, $4.35 million per season. Pretty good right there, Middleton. I think he's a good top 4 defenseman for Minnesota right now. Could be wrong. We have Sebastian Aho signs with Pittsburgh. Not that Sebastian Aho, the other one, the defenseman. He signs a 2-year league minimum deal with Pittsburgh. Thomas Tatar signs a 1-year, $1.8 million deal with the New Jersey Devils. Not bad. He's a good bottom 6. Sometimes he can slot into that middle 6. He's not bad. That's a good little contract. We got a big one here from St. Louis. Pavel Buchnevich gets the 6-year extension worth $8 million per year for the 29-year-old left winger. That might be a little bit expensive, and it may not age the best right there, but Buchnevich, at least right now, he is a awesome top 6 forward. Yeah, that $8 million seems a little bit pricey, but we'll see where that one goes for the St. Louis Blues. So we will try now to talk about trades. I will just take a moment here to talk about the Jacob Trouba situation that's going on right now with New York. So New York wants to move off of Trouba, right? He's currently playing like bottom pairing minutes. He's making $8 million. He's always at the center of controversies and stuff like that. And here we are again. Jacob Trouba apparently nixed a trade to Detroit. I don't know how legitimate all this is, but all I know is that Jacob Trouba's wife is a doctor, and she has a residency at a hospital in New York for another year. So it might be very difficult for Jacob Trouba to get traded out of New York, but I know that is something they're trying to work on right now. No idea, like he has a no trade list, so I don't know what teams he is willing to go to. I don't know if he's willing to even play for another team if he gets taken out of New York, but that is a situation that is currently ongoing, rather interesting. We'll see how much longer Jacob Trouba will be the captain of the New York Rangers. We do have some trades, though, to talk about. I'm not going to talk about all the picks that were getting traded back and forth at the deadline. It's all pretty minute shit, but this is a huge deal right here. Well, it's funny. It says Arizona Coyotes, but that's technically the Utah Hockey Club. They acquire Mikhail Sergachev from the Tampa Bay Lightning for Connor Geekie, J.J. Mosier, a second-round pick, and a fourth-round pick in 2024. And the second-round pick is 25. So, wow. That is a bargain for the Arizona Coyotes. Like, Connor Geekie and J.J. Mosier, like, younger players, but I don't think they're ever going to become anything amazing. Definitely nothing like a Mikhail Sergachev. So that's a massive addition for Arizona. Probably their best defenseman already. He's locked in for a long time. And yeah, Tampa Bay is making some moves, bro. I did not expect this trade to come out of nowhere. Stamkos is gone, and they brought in a whole bunch of different people, man. It's crazy. Arizona also acquiring John Marino and a fifth-round pick from 2024 from New Jersey, and the Jersey Devils get a second-round pick, 49th overall, and a second-round pick in 2025. Yeah, man, some interesting work right here. I thought John Marino was one of the better defensemen in New Jersey, but as we just went through, they revamped their entire blue line, so they can move off of some guys. And John Marino, he's a good little defenseman right there. I think he came from Pittsburgh, and in Pittsburgh, once they, John Marino, good defenseman. So Arizona adding in some more blue line. I like it. Tampa Bay have let go Tanner Jeannot. He is going to Los Angeles, and they receive a fourth-round pick in 24 and a second-round pick in 25. So the Tanner Jeannot thing was a complete and utter disaster in Tampa Bay. They gave up the sun and the moon for him, and it just didn't work out. And at least they recuperated a second and a fourth, but they gave up a first, and seventh, and all this shit. I don't know. So that doesn't work. We'll see if it works better for Tanner Jeannot back in the Western Conference. Maybe that's what he needs. Washington Capitals, some more tidy work. They acquired goaltender Logan Thompson from Vegas for a third-round pick in 24 and a third-round pick in 25. fucking tidy work right there, man. Like, Logan Thompson's on a sweetheart deal. I love that deal right there for Washington. Don't really know what Vegas is thinking on that one. Boston acquires Vinny Lettieri, a center from Minnesota, and Minnesota acquires Jacob Alauco, a center. So a center for center trade. We got a bunch of picks. Okay, so New Jersey, they acquire Paul Cotter, a center, and a third-round pick in 25. Vegas, they acquire Akira Schmid and Alexander Holtz. Not a bad little thing right there. So Akira Schmid, you know, young goaltender, looked pretty good in the playoff run a couple seasons ago, and then last year was a disaster. Vegas, you know, they're going to try him out over Thompson, I guess. Pretty interesting. We'll see how Schmid can do in Vegas. What else we got? Toronto traded for the rights to Chris Tanev. We know that. It was just for a 7th and Max Ellis. Okay, and they ended up signing Tanev, so I guess that was mostly worth it. Tampa Bay acquired the rights to Jake Gensel for a 3rd-round pick in 25 from Carolina. Nick Jensen acquired from the Ottawa Senators and a 3rd-round pick in 26. Going to Washington is Jacob Chychrun. Wow, that is a hell of a... Washington, man, they are doing some tidy work right here. That is a great trade for Washington. Ottawa, I'm guessing they just know they're not going to be able to re-sign him, so let's trade him now. I mean, Nick Jensen's a okay defenseman, 3rd-round pick. I don't know, man, considering how much they gave up for Chychrun. Ottawa. New York Rangers acquire Riley Smith from Pittsburgh for a second and 27, 5th-round pick in 25, and Pittsburgh retains 25% of Smith's contract. Just didn't work out in Pittsburgh for Riley Smith. Maybe it'll be better for him in New York. We have St. Louis acquiring Matthew Joseph and a 3rd-round pick from Ottawa for future considerations. I don't know what Ottawa's smoking right now. They are just doing some really stupid shit right now. St. Louis, though, the benefactors of acquiring a very solid player for nothing, and they're getting a 3rd-round pick. Tidy work. And they do it again. St. Louis acquires Radek Faksa for future considerations. How many future considerations does St. Louis have? Good work, St. Louis. I like those moves a lot. Good for you guys. I don't know if it's enough to move the needle to get you guys into a playoff spot, but it definitely makes you a little bit deeper. So those are all the trades that I can see right now. There are so many of them that were just picks for pick trades, so I might have lost something there in the shuffle. My apologies, but man, some teams doing some work right now. Washington, Tampa, Nashville, Utah, Seattle, doing some work. And then there's fucking Ottawa doing confusing Ottawa things. All right, let's take a break from frickin' signings and trades for a second. Let's talk awards, because the awards have finally all been awarded. There you go. And I hated how they were doing it, where they were, like, releasing one announcement for the awards, like, once every other day or some shit. That was silly. Anyway, they're all out now, so I have my award predictions that I made at the beginning of the season, so I'm gonna check them along with the results and see how close I was. So we'll start... should we start from the top with all the fun awards and stuff? Sure, fuck it. Who gives a shit? Let's go. Hart Memorial Trophy. Your winner was Nathan MacKinnon, which was a little bit of a surprise for me. It really did feel like it was between McDavid and Kucherov, and I felt like maybe they're like, fuck it, let's just give it to MacKinnon, but all 3 men were deserving of it, I feel like. My predictions was McDavid, Matthews, and Pasternak, which means I had McDavid winning it. I was wrong. It was MacKinnon, so I'm an idiot. There you go. Vezina Trophy was awarded to Connor Hellebuyck. Fuck yeah, he had a fantastic season. Other 2 finalists were Sergei Bobrovsky. It's okay, he got a Stanley Cup. I think he's happy with that one. And Thatcher Demko got the 3rd nomination for that. I picked Vasilevsky, Shesterkin, and Sorokin. So I didn't get fucking anybody. Oh, triple idiot right here. So yeah, I had Vasilevsky winning it. Thought he would come back and be on a vengeance tour. He got hurt, and he had like his worst season ever. So maybe it was my fault. I jinxed the guy. All right, who's next? So apparently the points, well, I guess I'll just check. Did they have the points for the Hart? Didn't have the points for the Hart there, but they have them here for the Vezina. Yeah, it was those 3 guys. It was Connor Hellebuyck by almost double the vote, or over double the votes. So yeah, Hellebuyck by a landslide, basically. James Norris Memorial, we got the winner is Quinn Hughes. Very awesome. Other finalists, Cale Makar and Roman Josi. Yeah, all three of those men very deserving, and many other defensemen, of course. It's an amazing crop, of defensemen in the NHL right now. It's ridiculous. My finalists were Makar, Fox, and Dahlin. Did I get anybody? I got Makar. I had Makar winning. He was a finalist. He could have won, but Quinn Hughes, what a fantastic season he had. I hope he can do it again. And for some reason, there's so many more points for these votes. But yeah, wait, hold up. Roman Josi actually outpointed Cale Makar. So it actually went Quinn Hughes, Roman Josi, Cale Makar, Adam Fox, Evan Bouchard was 5th, Victor Hedman 6th, Josh Morrissey 7. Do we have any Toronto Maple Leafs? Why would there be? I mean, no offense to Morgan Riley, but he ain't a Norris-level defenseman. I mean, the 15th guy is... My God, my cats are just having a fight over there. I'm going to have to go break it up. All right, crisis averted. There was fluff and fur everywhere, but I broke it up. I'm okay. Anyway, okay, what the hell was I talking about? We're doing some sort of Norris or something. I think we're on the Norris. Yeah, the 15th guy is Rasmus Dahlin, and then Jacob Slavin, which again, that shows how, wow, Matthias Ekholm was 12th. Okay, let's not get lost in there. The Calder Memorial Trophy goes to the Rookie of the Year. The winner was Connor Bedard. I don't think that's a surprise to anybody. Brock Faber, yes, he had a fantastic season as well, but, I mean, it was Connor Bedard, man. I mean, Brock Faber... He can just, shove it in his face. If he wins a few Norrises, maybe win a Stanley Cup before Connor Bedard. There you go. But my finalists were for the Calder was Bedard, Cooley, and Fantilli. So, yeah, didn't do very good there. I mean, Cooley and Fantilli had okay seasons, but yeah, Brock Faber was unreal. And, yeah, I'm okay with that one. And they have the voting for this. It was fairly close between Faber and Bedard. 1,808 points for Bedard, 1,464 for Brock Faber. So, I mean, a really awesome year for Brock Faber. I would be really happy if I was him, but it would be better if he got an award, I guess. We got the Ted Lindsay. That also goes to Nathan MacKinnon. That is the one that is voted by the fellow members of the NHL, so as his peers, the other players. I feel like this one holds more importance to the player to win. So, and the other finalists were Austin Matthews and Nikita Kucherov. Pretty damn impressive. My Ted Lindsay was McDavid, Matthews, and Makar. Nope, I only had the one. So I had Austin Matthews in there. That's pretty kiddy. But I didn't have him winning it. I had Connor McDavid winning the Ted Lindsay. So I got that one wrong too. We have, I don't even know what that is, but E.J. McGuire Award of Excellence. Presented annually by the league to the draft prospect who best exemplifies commitment to excellence through strength of character, competitiveness, and athleticism. Winner is Michael Haig of Chicago. Right on. Jack Adam Award for the best coach of the year. The winner is Rick Tocchet. I'm good with that, man. He was excellent with the Canucks this season. Let's hope they can continue that success into next year. The other finalist was Rick Bowness, who is now retired, out of Winnipeg, and Andrew Burnett out of Nashville. Very impressive. I like that. If you look at the team on paper and what they did this season, pretty fucking impressive. And they look like they're loaded up a little bit here in the offseason, so watch out for Nashville. They could be coming back. Who did I pick? I had Monty from Dallas, Cassidy in Vegas, and Rod the Bot. I figured maybe they would just give it to him because they probably should have gave him one by now, but nope. Didn't have anybody in there, I don't think, but I'm happy they shouted out Andrew Burnett. That's pretty sweet, though. Lady Bing, I didn't even fucking try to even consider that one. But the winner is Jacob Slavin. This is for the player that best exemplifies sportsmanship and all that good stuff. And Jacob Slavin probably will continue to win it a lot of times because the dude doesn't take penalties and he's an unbelievable defenseman. It's kind of an anomaly. And another amazing reason why the Jacob Slavin extension is just so freaking good for Carolina. The guy is awesome. Other finalists was Austin Matthews and Elias Pettersson. Frank J. Selke for the best defensive forward goes to Alexander Barkov. The other finalist was Austin Matthews and Jordan Staal. Wow, okay. I mean, Austin Matthews, yes, he did take a step forward this year defensively. I don't know if he should have been a finalist, but all right, I'll take it. My selections were Mark Stone, Nico Hischier, and Anze Kopitar. So yeah, Kopitar not in there. That's kind of weird. I think Hischier was fairly injured this season, and New Jersey didn't have a great year. So yeah, kind of makes sense that he didn't get it. And nothing for Mark Stone. He was also injured. So yeah, kind of makes sense. All right, Willie O'Ree Community Hero Award goes to Mark Donantis. That's awarded to an individual who, through the sport of hockey, has positively impacted their community, culture, or society in Canada. Cool. King Clancy awarded to the player that best exemplifies, there you go, leadership qualities on and off the ice, and has made a noteworthy humanitarian contribution in his community. The winner, Anders Lee, the captain of the New York Islanders. Is he the captain? Yeah, let's go with that. He's the captain. Fuck yeah, Anders Lee. Keep it up. We got Bill Masterton. This is awarded to the NHL player who best exemplifies the qualities of perseverance, sportsmanship, and dedication to hockey. Winner, Connor Ingram of the Arizona, now Utah Hockey Club. Very cool. I mean, these guys all had pretty nice stories right here. So the other finalist, Freddie Anderson, and the other one, Oliver Shillington of Calgary. That is great. So Connor Ingram, he has obviously battled through, I think he came out and said he had, I remember what it was. Was it ADHD? Anyway, he was dealing with some sort of mental issue, and he was battling with that, and then they finally started addressing it, and he had an outstanding season for the final year of Arizona. Freddie Anderson has battled back through so many fucking injuries, blood clots, which could have ended his career. So yeah, that's great for Freddie. And Oliver Shillington has not played in the NHL for like a year and a half. He was dealing with a lot of mental health issues. I'm trying to look for the proper, not just mental issues, because that's not proper, mental health issues he was dealing with. And he finally came back to Calgary this season, and he slid back in there. And yeah, man, really awesome story for all three of these guys. But yeah, Connor Ingram, he did have, I think, the best season, obviously, out of the three. Shillington only played so much. That's good. That's a good award. How about we all just skip the Mark Messier? No, okay, we got to do this because it's pretty funny. Mark Messier NHL Leadership Award presented to the player who exemplifies great leadership qualities to his team on and off the ice during the regular season, and who plays a leading role in his community growing the game of hockey. Your winner, Jacob Trouba, the Brain King himself, the guy that is always riding the line. I remember people talking about this like weeks ago when this one got announced, and everyone was just going nuts, like talking about all the brain trauma that Trouba has caused alone, and the sheer irony that his wife is a doctor that I think they're promoting. They have like a foundation, I think, that is, trying to help make money. I'm struggling. Trying to make money and help research and all that shit. Meanwhile, Trouba's over here causing this brain trauma, and maybe, some of these patients are coming to it. It's fucked up. It's fucked up a little bit. So, all right. First and second and all time. Okay. All right, we'll do this. This is actually kind of cool. First team All-Star forwards, Nathan McKinnon, Colorado. Panarin, New York Rangers. Nikita Kucherov, the Lightning. Defense, Quint Hughes, Vancouver. Roman Josi, Nashville. Goaltender, Connor Hellebuyck. That is your first team All-Star. Second team All-Star, Connor McDavid, Edmonton. Philip Forsberg, very nice, Nashville. David Pasternak, Boston. Defense, Cale Makar, Colorado. Adam Fox, the Rangers. And goaltender, Thatcher Demko. All rookie team. We got forwards, Connor Bedard, Chicago. Marco Rossi, Minnesota. He had a pretty damn nice season. And Logan Cooley, Arizona, who had a good season. Just needs to find the back of the net a little bit more, but he was putting up some good apples. He had a great goal in the preseason, too. Defenseman, Brock Faber, Minnesota. Luke Hughes, New Jersey. And goaltender, Peter Kochetkov of Carolina. So those are your award winners. I did not do very good. Hopefully I'll do better next season when the award season, when prediction season comes around again for the NHL. That is always an exciting time for all of us. All right, so in terms of other stuff that I should talk about this week on the HockeyCast. All right, we got some Toronto Maple Leafs stuff. They have hired, we kind of already knew it was coming, but they have hired Mark Savard as the assistant coach. That's cool. We'll see how that one goes. But in other news with Toronto, Nick Robertson, a.k.a. Nicky Bobby, wants out of Toronto, folks. God damn it, I don't like this. Now, it doesn't mean that he is going to get traded, and they could possibly fix this. Maybe he's just, letting them know, like, hey, God damn it, I exist, use me. But it's not that Toronto hasn't used the kid. When opportunities come knocking at his door, he gets injured or he just isn't performing good enough. And it's just like, there have been opportunities for Nick Robertson. He's had horrible luck and COVID fucked a lot of shit up and so on and so forth. Would a new change of scenery at this point be good for him? I don't know. Honestly, I feel like this is the year where Toronto would use him more because they've lost players again and you can only bring in so many. So, I don't know what they're going to do with him, man. Like, I would like him to stay. Like, I really want him to become a useful everyday player in the lineup, but that just has not been the case yet. And is he going to find more success with Berube? You would think, well, probably not, but I don't know, man. It's a tough spot. He has a great shot. Is he fast? I don't know. Maybe he's not the greatest skater, but we know he has a good shot. I don't know. It's definitely tough. At this point, he probably doesn't have a lot of value, so I feel like it would probably be better just to keep him, and now everyone knows that he wants out of there, so they don't have to. He said that he's not interested in signing, so I don't know what that means. I think he's still restricted, so if you want to sit out a year, that's just going to be a horrible decision for his career. So I don't know what's going to happen with Nick Robertson. It sucks that we're at this level right now, but I don't know what they can do with him. I don't think they can get a lot for him. It sucks. It's not an awesome situation. And there was a whole bunch of buyouts going on. Most of that, you got Dallas buying out Ryan Suter's contract, Buffalo buying out Jeff Skinner's contract. He's off to Buffalo. Philadelphia buying out Atkinson, and I think they bought out some more. I only wrote down 3. I didn't write down all the buyouts because there were quite a few, and a lot of them are re-signing. Like Cam Atkinson, I think, re-signed with Tampa Bay. We'll check back with the signings in a moment because there were some more. But in other news, NHL apparently is adding coaches' challenges for fucking puck over glass now. Like, God, I feel like the game already has enough stoppages and coaches' challenges and yada yada. It's going to have the same rules. Like, if you challenge it and it's wrong, you get a penalty, I do believe. But, yeah, great. So, more stoppages in the NHL. We needed that. What else do we got? So Edmonton, we got the Draisaitl situation. So he is now eligible to be signed to an extension. And he's come out and said, like, I'm going to need time, bro. Like, yeah, no doubt. You just lost the Stanley Cup in epic fashion. Yeah, it's going to take a minute to adjust and figure out where the direction of the team is going. But yeah, I think they're going to come back. They're going to be wicked again next year. Maybe they win the Cup after getting so close, similar to Florida. They got close, didn't win it, and then they won it. So that's happened before. Will it, I don't know. Probably just going to have to come down to how much money he's looking for. Like, how big of a raise do you want, Leon? Obviously, you are due for one. You've had one of the best contracts in the league for numerous years now. And it's funny to, look back at the time when they signed that deal and how fucking everyone was freaking out. Oh, it's one of the worst deals ever signed in the history of history. And then it was actually ended up being the exact opposite of that. So there you go. That happens sometimes. But what is Leon going to want? Will he want to cash in now if Edmonton has he wants to cash in, he wants to get that money. I gave you guys 8 years of a window to win us a cup and we didn't do it. So I need to go make some Leon Draisaitl money, you know what I'm saying? I need to be the highest paid player in the league for a little bit here, and he could do that. He could easily become, if he hits the free market, holy fuck, that's going to be fun. That will be fun. It's going to be terrible for Edmonton, but hey, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be crazy. What do you think? What do you think is going to happen with Leon Draisaitl? I think it's going to be boring. He's just going to stay, and that's how that generally goes down. But look what just happened with Steven Stamkos. He's out of there. He's wearing yellow now. He's going to be listening to country music. He's eating ribs. He's eating hot stuff. He's eating, I don't know why I said ribs, but barbecue. You know what I'm saying? Nashville. So anyway, yeah, the Leon Draisaitl thing, more than likely he will sign, and it'll be all okay. Edmonton fans, I got to shout out the Hershey Bears. They are now back-to-back Calder Cup champions, which is like really difficult to do when you think about it, because I don't remember if they're an AHL team or whatever, but those rosters are getting moved around. People are getting, your best players are getting called up all the time. And like, yeah, that's a really hard thing to do. So congratulations to the Hershey Bears for winning yet another championship. I think now they have like the most or something. They've won a whole bunch of championships in the wherever the fuck they've won it. All right, let's swing back now. We'll finish up these last signings that went down here. Not too many crazy ones. I think we left off somewhere in and around this area. Okay, Adam Gaudette signs a league minimum with Ottawa. Lots of league minimum stuff here. Not a lot of names that are crazy. Just teams signing a lot of depth. St. Louis gets Pierre-Olivier Joseph for $950,000. Like I said, Cam Atkinson, 1 year to Tampa Bay for $900,000. That could be, sprinkle a little bit of that Tampa Bay dust on Cam Atkinson. Boom, he's the 30-goal scorer again. Oh, my goodness. Ottawa got Shane Pinto, 2 years, $3.75 million for the 23-year-old center. So a bridge deal right here. Boy, again, this kind of, they may end up having to pay a lot more money in the end, or, Shane Pinto may just not be an Ottawa Senator in 3 years. We'll see how that one goes. 3.75 is a great number for Shane Pinto. I think he was the one that had the gambling situation, but when he came back, he was pretty damn good. So we'll see how that one goes right there. The Leafs signed like 3 people that I don't know who they are. Philip Myers, I kind of know. Dakota Mermis and Cedric Parr. I have no idea what those guys are going to bring to the team. More than likely AHL or, Marlies players or something. We got Tyler Mott. He signs the $800,000 deal with the Detroit Red Wings for 1 year. And Nate Schmid, he signs a 1 year, $800,000 contract with the Florida Panthers. He's 32. I don't know what happened to Nate Schmidt, man. Is this the same fucking guy, or is this like someone else, bro? Because wasn't Nate Schmidt like a really good defense? Yeah, it's the same dude. What the fuck? What happened to this guy? Just kind of fell off of a cliff right here. He had 2 goals, 12 assists last year. He played in 63 games. I don't know, man. Third pairing option in recent years. Well, it is what it do, but Nate Schmid for 800 G's, not a bad defensive depth signing right there. He could flourish in Florida, the Sunshine State. You know what I'm saying? All right, that's pretty much it. There was one other deal. The Anaheim Ducks acquired Brian Dumoulin from the Seattle Kraken for a 4th-round pick in 2026. Yeah, I think that is all the news. A longer episode this week, so, oh my God. I'm going to go take a break. I'm going to go sleep or something and do something like that. I don't know. But hopefully you enjoyed the episode. It was crazy. That was definitely one of the crazier openings to a free agency. It's actually a little bit too crazy right now. I'm excited to see like where the chips fall and like how the teams start looking once everyone starts signing everybody and all that is done, and then we can start looking at the teams and be like, all right, this could be a good combination. So obviously I'll be doing that all throughout the off season. We'll be looking at all the teams, looking at their outlooks, where they're going, what they should do, what they could do, all that great stuff, while all those other hockey dorks, they go on their fucking summer vacations in their cottages drinking mimosas and fucking, I don't know what else they're doing, but I don't have a cottage, I'll tell you that for free. So I'll be sitting here all summer long with y'all, and we'll be talking hockey and video games and wrestling and all that great shit. So thank you everybody so much for listening or watching, however you're partaking in this. Thank you so much. A fantastic month again for the podcast. I just don't even know what's happening. So if you're new here, hi, how you doing? If you're old here, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? Dog, what's up? All right, so but seriously, I have a Twitter page. I try my best to announce stuff when I can. My most recent tweet was something like, I am panicking, my podcast won't upload, and I am upset. I was very upset about it. So thankfully that's okay. So I try to put up announcements, let you know when the podcasts are out and all that good stuff. I also let you know what's going on with the podcast right here. So upcoming, I really don't know what I'm going to do yet with the GamerCast. It's going to be a very busy week for me, so I might just do something quick, something easy, and then I can focus in on the episodes to come, because the next one is 99, and then we got episode 100. So I'm putting together my top 20 favorite games of all time for that 100th episode. We'll see how that goes. If things change, they change. In terms of the WrestleCast, going to be stupid this week. Going to be absolutely stupid. I'm going to 3 shows in Toronto this week. SmackDown, Money in the Bank, and Heat Wave. So I'll be going to all 3 of those shows. I'll be reviewing my live experience and how awesome it fucking will be, because it's going to be nuts. And I'll be reviewing the other shows that I don't go to live as well. But yeah. There'll also be pay-per-view reviews on the side for Money in the Bank and Heat Wave, along with the recap. So there you go. That should be everything for the rest of the week. It's going to be crazy. There's going to be more crazy hockey shit going on throughout the next week or so. It will cool down. It will start to slow down. But for now, let's enjoy the signings and all the money that's getting tossed around, and how much regret will there be by December. We'll see. We'll see about December time. All right. That is it for me, everybody. Thank you so much. We will be back again. Make sure you're checking out those links down in the description. There's a YouTube channel where I upload all these episodes. You can watch them and listen to them over there. Drop a comment in the comment section where you can send me questions. I'd love to read them out and answer them live on the podcast. Anything about wrestling, hockey, video games is fine. I have an email address if you want to just have a private conversation. My door is open to all y'all. So there you go. I'm out of here. Thank you so much for listening to the GX Plus Cast.